Howdy, North Stars. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Adobe today. We're going to sign into Classlink, and we're going to be looking for the Adobe Creative Cloud Express. So once you click on this from Classlink, it's going to work some magic. It might ask you a couple more questions, but eventually you want to get to this page. And then you'll click up here on the plus, and you will type in Webpage and click on that for the template that we're using today. First things first, you're going to title your item with your last name, first name, and E10H blog. Then you're going to come down here. So there's a lot of different features here within the Adobe web page design. And we're going to go ahead and click here to add a title. So this will be a catchy title. This will be where your author name is. Excellent. Now, a couple things I want to note. As you are choosing, this is called a theme wand. This is our little magic that's going to sprinkle that up there. If you scroll down, you're going to see some different genres of fonts and themes. So you want to keep in mind what your audience is going to be experiencing when you choose this item. So if I'm talking about things that are soft and gentle, or things that are sentimental, you might choose something with a little softer font or a little bit thinner font. And if you're talking about things that are powerful and bold, you might want to scroll down and see some of these other ones like Bruce, Wesley, Luca, so on and so forth. So consider your audience when you are choosing a theme. The theme is also going to provide you some different varieties in your formatting as you move along. This is our H grid. We have the ability to add text. It comes up as a paragraph text to start. That paragraph text, once you click on it, you're going to get some features like H1, H2. Those are different heading types. So H1 is going to be the top header. So that would be the title for your blog post. H2 might be a subheading that is within your post. And if you wanted something to stand out based on your publication style, so that is part of the strands that you're looking at with your blogging, you can choose the quote, and it's going to change what that looks like. Now, if I change my theme to be something different, let's say crisp, for instance, you're going to notice that my quote looks a little bit different. So you might choose the way that your style happens also by the way that some of these formatting tools work within your writing. If you are copying and pasting over from your pre-made blog that you were writing before, you can go ahead and paste things in with a Control V. If you need to pull out various parts, you're going to click right above those items, and you might put your title right above it, choose the H1, then you might add in here, start your writing with more text. Okay, and then that might be where your quote gets pushed in. You can use these items anywhere that you go with that text button right here. Make sure that you map out things as you go, because it's important to note that you cannot reorder once you start putting these in here. Next thing up, we're going to tap down here. We're going to add a, this is searching from your stock options. So I can search for pumpkin pie. I can place that photo in, and you get a plethora of different options here based on what you would like to move forward with. So now that we've placed the picture in, we can also go in and fill the screen. Maybe this is something that you want to do to give your readers an attention to something as they are going along, or perhaps you are going to say that you want to do the full width. So what that does is it doesn't allow any image or text to be displayed on top of that picture, but it allows the audience to engage in that picture before moving on to your next topic. So maybe that's how you split your blogs up as you move along. The next thing that I'm going to show you here is the video. So video, you can only use YouTube videos and Vimeo videos that are public on the web. You would put that in there and it would embed directly on the page. Next up on our grid of 8, we've got a photo grid. So this photo grid looks similar to the picture that we did before, but now you can add multiple pictures of those pumpkin pies if you so choose. And as you start adding it, make sure that it loads first as you move along, and then you can continue to add, and it will size and shape these based on how many images that you have. Once they've loaded, you can go ahead and click on the Save button. If there's something that is not able to be uploaded, you can just go over here and click on Delete, or you can choose to expand that photo because you wanted it to be a full picture underneath that grid. Totally up to you on how you're using this. Go ahead and click on Save. If I see that option here, okay, I can also add a image descriptor. This is called image alt text. This is for you to offer accessibility for your readers that are unable to read the text, see the text, things like that. So you can click on there and give it a sweet little descriptor. Go ahead and click Save once you do that. Moving along, we've got the Glideshow. This is one that everyone thinks is terribly fun. I love it. Not terrible, but super awesome and fun. You can go into your items. Say you type in the word orange because you want to give it a vibe. You can scroll down until you get colors that are orange to break up the scene. Then I would click on Save. Once I click Save, it's going to give me some other options. I've got translucent placeholders here for me to go and add one of those other items that we have as part of that grid of 8. But now I'm going to choose the text. Maybe this is where I am going to blog, but I want this image to be on the background here for my users to see. So I've got text here, and I can use all those wonderful formatting features again to draw the attention to what I need the attention to be taken on. All right, but notice I did add those other images. So if I scroll, it's called morphing. So these images that you chose are morphing from one into the next. That's why I sometimes like to use a color palette versus images with lots going on. If you don't choose to put any text or image or anything on these Glideshow pictures, it will become, when you go into preview mode, those items will have the placeholder disappear. So it will just be that image. And as you can see, we added some text here. So that opaque box comes right behind the text. So it's readable and you can move along and see that. I'm going to click on the X. The last item that I would like to show you, well, you can also, I apologize, you can change the focal point. So right here, the focal point is in the center of that. If I wanted my text not to have as much behind it as I move along, maybe I want to have the orange more on this side, I can change that focal point by tapping here and changing that up. Lastly, on our Glideshow, we've got the split layout. On our split layout, you can choose a photo and you can choose to add other items across the way. This allows the white space element to come into play here for your blog, drawing the reader back and forth from one side to the next, so your reader does not feel like they are reading an essay all the way down your page. You are adding different publication elements into the design. So the reader bounces back and forth from right to left using this layout button. And again, you can add your text and you can add your image to the side of it as well. All right, last but not least, we're going to go up and see how we can share these items. So once everything has loaded, the share button will be blue. You're going to go up to the share button, invite collaborators. You are not going to email your teacher. Instead, you are going to go down to who has access. You're going to switch that to D303. Anyone in D303 with the link can view or comment, pardon. Once you've made that change, your new link that you will be submitting for your work is going to be this copy link. It goes onto the clipboard and then you go and paste it into your Schoology course, in a discussion, or the assignment that your teacher has given you. Do not share this item up here. You want to do the copy link from the shared setting. And that's a wrap of Adobe Creative Cloud Express. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, Mrs. Simon Selly, through email or GChat. Take care.